Squash the scum!
So if you remember that Kentucky haul video I did a little while ago, I decided to splash the cash on the Bandai model kit 1/6 scale. This is a 12-inch figure of the Shadow Stormtrooper, aka the Black Hole Stormtrooper. And yeah, this is pretty cool. This figure isn't perfect. It's not the most durable thing. It's definitely a fingerprint magnet. It's a hair magnet. It's a fiber magnet. It's like, after you're done playing and posing with this thing, you're going to want to polish it before you like put it in your cabinet or on your shelf or whatever. You're going to want to get a clean towel and clean it off. He's very shiny. That's why he looks very black in my review currently, because he's very shiny and he's very cool. This was about a $70 model kit, which is pretty expensive, but you have to think. Their 6-inch figures are about $35, $40, maybe just 30, and they're kind of comparable to, you know, sort of like the higher-end import figures when it comes to articulation and all that. And this is kind of like a buildable model, sort of, kind of in the same line as a higher-end 1/6 scale. Doesn't have the soft goods, doesn't have a lot of that going on, but it's let's just say I'm going to compare this to a Hasbro 12-inch and a Sideshow 12-inch, and you be the judge on which one this fits better with. This is a pretty cool kit, and I'm going to talk about it. So let's remove the figure first, and let's talk about his accessories. We'll talk about the things he has on him in a little bit. Let me lean him against the wall, and you'll find out in a minute. But yeah, this is his display base. It's actually pretty cool. He has this clamp right here, which a little loose for my liking. There's no divot. There's really not a lot of friction. It's easily knockable. But hey, it works. And you can untab it with all these and kind of reposition it as much as you like. And then you have this cradle, which can slide around, and you can remove an armor piece on the body. And I'll show that. And you can plug this in if you want extra support. And then this whole thing can rotate on the base here, which does have a Star Wars black sticker, which is really disappointing because it's all one piece and you can see where it kind of raises up after a while. I mean, it's a raised sculpt where it says Star Wars. You could just paint it, but I just put the sticker on, and I wish I wish the ST, the A, and the R, and I wish the W, the A, and the RS were all individual stickers. That would have looked a trillion times better. But oh well, whatever. It's a nice display base, though. I'm happy he comes with it because he needs it. Because he's a model kit, so he's very lightweight. And because he's so lightweight, and there's a lot of weight up here, especially compared to down on the legs, he just doesn't stand up too well on his own. He does come with an extra right hand that is a fist. Let's take a look at this. He comes with a fist. This is the baggie I use to put the stuff in. He comes with the fist. For his left hand, he comes with alternate fingers to have a trigger hand. He's got alternate fingers to have an open hand on his right hand. He's got alternate fingers to, like, I think point. He can point. Yeah, these are alternate pointing fingers, which is cool. These are a continuation, I believe, of these fingers. Yeah, there we go. I guess they just came off. So there you go. Finished the trigger fingers. He has this bipod, which is really cool because it goes with this long rifle and as you can see, it does have the bipod folded up. And I did do a little bit of silver highlighting, very quick and not super professional. I just did it real quick because I figured it'd look all right. Don't judge me, man. I just want to do it. And then if I don't keep dropping everything, you can just tab this in right here. Very tiny peg. Definitely be careful. You can give him a bipod with it, which is cool. Very cool inclusion. But who's going to use the bipod unless it's a specific pose? Just keep it like that. Really nice, cool rifle. This is actually what I usually display him with because I like that a lot. Then he comes with, I know E11, but I don't really remember these gun names. Then he's got the smaller pistol here, which is really cool. Only a couple pieces, but hey, it works. It works, it's cool. Whoop, dropped that. And then he comes with two sheets. This is the water slide decal sheet. I am deathly afraid of water slides. I've done them on one Gundam model, and I never want to do them ever again. So obviously didn't use those. Instead I used the stickers, which you can see you need stickers for the side kind of vent things. You need stickers for the cheeks. And you need stickers for Star Wars. And that's pretty much it. Those are the only stickers you really need. You do have some alternate little like thing color stickers if you want to use that instead. Got some vents there if you want to put those like on the back of the head, I think, but I didn't feel like doing that. So yeah, and you have Imperial logos. I actually did think about putting one Imperial logo on his chest, but the sticker, just showing real quick, the sticker's just so huge. Oh my gosh, it's completely whited out. The sticker's just so huge, I just decided not to do it because it's just too big. So I didn't do it. But on his person, he does have his E11, which is nice. You have like a little removable magazine right there. That's an extra piece you can remove. I did put that little silver in there, kind of made it look a little weathered, as well as the silver along the gun. It's actually pretty easy to just take the guns out. You can just kind of slide it out of the hand, and it is a sturdy fit. And you do have his holster right here, which is actually made out of a softer plastic. Undo the loop, fold it up, put the gun in the holster, put the loop back over, close it up. It's actually pretty simple and pretty painless. And I really like that. That's why I always keep the gun in there, because it works really well. Then you can see he has an open hand on this hand, and I have the trigger finger on this hand. Just for the sake of the review and not having a lot of stuff, let's just give him this tiny little gun, which he doesn't like holding too well, I hate to say. He doesn't like holding it too well. I don't know why. Oh, why you do this to me? Oh, his hands like to fall apart sometimes, just warning you. Yeah, he doesn't like holding that too well. So you know what? Let's give him the long rifle, because he holds that pretty well. Yeah, his hands, if you're too careful, if you're too like crazy with them, they do like falling apart. And they like coming off. Because you can see right there, there's that seam, and that the peg goes in between those seams. And if you're working it too hard, it just wants to split and just break apart, like, and it pops off. So definitely a problem with the kit, but it's not the worst. That gun's really unwieldy, especially since we're talking about the figure. Let's not worry about that right now. So yeah, I actually made the conscious decision to not clean him up, just so you can see. He's quite the magnet. He is quite the fingerprint magnet. Look at all those prints and all the marks. Like you can see right up there, there's a big old fingerprint. I mean, if you don't have the fingerprints, it's pretty sheeny and shiny. You can see where I probably should have put. I'm bringing out this guy already. You can see where I might go back and do that. They're just stickers. It's no problem. But yeah, you do have the grenade back there, which is cool. And actually has a little bit of silver in that. The undersuit is actually a duller black compared to the shiny armor. The shiny armor plastic, oh my gosh, a hair. He's a magnet, I swear. I washed my hands before this video, but he's just such a magnet. He's drawing in everything from everywhere. The black shimmery plastic that is a complete fingerprint magnet is pretty brittle, not gonna lie. So yeah, one thing, I had this guy standing up on my desk without the display base once. And I was like, it should be fine. I'm just like running out of the room real quick. But nope, whoop, took a dive. And right on his knee, you can see that right there? It cracked right there, completely broke. I just had to super glue that and try to hide that. I wish I could have glued it a little better, but I think I put a little too much glue on it and it kind of leaked. Oh well, it's all good. You can't really notice it anyway. You probably would have never noticed it if I didn't point it out. But yeah, you can especially see if I take it off. You can see where the glue kind of left its residue, even there. You can especially see where the crack took place on the inside of it. But yeah, just be careful of that. Pretty brittle with the black plastic. But thankfully, everything joint-wise is made out of this kind of plastic, so you don't have to worry about that too much. He does use big old poly caps, which really helps him out. And speaking of helping him out, let's pose him around and see how much he can move. Paint-wise, one of the only things I did make those silver right there. Those normally are not silver. But you can see he's got pretty nice ball joints at the head helmet there. So you can see that moves pretty nice. He's got some creaky motion in the torso, which gives you good range. Does have pretty good range. The shoulders are pretty skinny. Get out of their hair, oh my gosh. He doesn't have much shoulder presence, and there is kind of a divide, but you can kind of, you know, cover it. You can kind of fake it. His helmet is too big in proportion to his body. I'm not going to lie, it definitely is. That's kind of funny, since I just reviewed a Stormtrooper whose helmet I felt was a little too small, and this one is gigantic. But it still looks all right. His shoulders are on a butterfly, and they're on a hinge system, and the shoulder pad's also on a hinge, so you can get good motion out of that. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, which I think, yeah, does kind of retract and go in and out. You've got kind of that universal hinge system with the hands, but they're not very effective. They like breaking apart pretty easily. His body here, those things are kind of on little separate flaps. Definitely be careful with those. I can see him breaking, but don't worry about it too much. He does have drop-down legs, and that does afford you a pretty full range of motion forward. And he does have a thigh swivel, and he does have extendo knees, which without them extended, you only get about that much, but with them extended, get about that much. So that's quite a difference. And his feet are actually on pretty cool universal joints. They move forward, barely any, but they move back, and then you do have a good amount of tilt. And you do have toe articulation, which is actually kind of useful, because never, honestly, my opinion, never pose this guy off the display base, because he's gonna fall. I just don't trust it off the display base. But with that being said, let's have him off the display base to get fair size comparisons with other 6 scale figures. God, please don't fall. Please don't fall. He's so black and shiny, I swear. Like, maybe it looks like he's, you know, whited out in my video, but I swear he's not. He's just that black and shiny. Here he is with Hasbro 12-inch Stormtrooper. You can see he's pretty tall in comparison. And that helmet is absolutely ludicrous. And it looks so bad. It looks like a gumdrop helmet. Ew. Oh my gosh, I always forget how awful that helmet looks until I see it with one that actually is sculpted by a competent human being. It's sad, but it's charming. It's charming, and it's so bad it's charming. And I like it. So yeah, definitely doesn't really match with them. How does he match with Sideshow? Here he is with my Sideshow Stormtrooper Commander, a fellow Force Unleashed kind of guy. And even though he is on his Sideshow base, which does add a little bit of extra height, you can see definitely more comparable here. Proportionally, definitely more lanky, definitely bigger helmet. Proportionally, they don't really match much. Like, you can tell this is a model kit. This is a Sideshow collectible figure. You know, this thing is freaking amazing even for being 12 years old, pretty much. And this thing is a modern model kit that wasn't as worried with proportion as much as it was just being a model kit. So yeah, I don't know where I'm displaying him quite yet. Should I display him with my normal 12-inch collection, or should I display him with alongside this guy? I don't know yet. Maybe if I have this guy, he can actually pull off good kneels, and he can pull off good poses like that. I might end up displaying him in a capacity like that. I don't know. Get out of their hair. Oh my gosh. Let's get him with the long rifle so you can actually see him with a weapon. Hand popped off. Nice. I love it. Thank you. Let's maybe... Oh my god! A piece came off. What came off? Oh, a shoulder piece. What? I've never had that come off before. A freaking piece of his shoulder came off. That, like, strap piece. Why'd that come off? Ew. Don't do that to me. This guy is disgustingly caked in fingerprints. Like, just from this review, he is just absolutely caked in fingerprints. Oh, man, he is one heck of a magnet. Because he's got this black coating on him. It's not the plastic, per se. It's actually, like, the coating that they put on him. These coatings, like, if you have a gold-plated Gunpla model, or, like, a, you know, plated kit. Like, I have the Kotobo Kia, like, a supercharged Mega Man. He's coated, and he's a fingerprint magnet. And so is my HGUC Phoenix Destroy mode gold coating version. And this guy too, he's a magnet for fingerprints. One last comparison though, here it is with the 3¼ inch vintage collection one. You can see pretty similar design there. I like it. And here it is, because I actually still had it from my Black Series Stormtrooper video. Here it is with the 6-inch Black Series one, which even if I do decide to cut back on Black Series, I'm still going to keep this guy because I like it a lot. But yeah, there we go. There's my review of this big old Bandai model boy. I recommend it if this is your thing. If you like building model kits, if you like the 1/6 scale, I recommend it. But, oh, speaking of butts, I almost forgot to mention, that panel piece right there. That's the one you remove to plug in that thing into his butt. Hairs are everywhere. He is coated in fingerprints. I'm going to have to clean him off after the video, or just not deal with it until I finally put him on the shelf, and then I'll clean him off. But yeah, I hope you got a decent look at him. He is definitely shiny and coaty, and he's black, and I like him. He's a black shadow stormtrooper, and I think he's great. But he's not perfect. But do I regret spending $70 on him? No. I think he was worth it. I like it. I like having a 1/6 scale shadow stormtrooper, because I love the 1/6 scale. I think the scale is pretty, Star Wars has its roots in this scale. And I enjoy getting new figures of Star Wars figures in this scale, even though the only things you can really get nowadays are really high-end. Yep, there we go. I think I've rambled long enough. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.